Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Thursday night Rodeo Roundtable, and happy to have the whole crew here tonight. To the side of me, I got Kim's side money plans. Next to her, Hannibal is hungry. Underneath Hannibal, Gary, and yes, that's the real Gary. We got him. We got him back.
I
And
should have
then
just put up a still picture.
yeah, like a cardboard cutout.
That is
Still a
the real game.
bobblehead.
It won't make a difference.
And next to Gary is Dash Theory TV.
Hey, what's going on?
So, how's everybody doing? How's your week?
Good.
Other than Gary, I guess I
like
should ask Gary.
that.
But
He's good, busy.
Gary's
always.
on the mend. He's feeling better.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to say it? Yeah.
On the menu.
Okay, so before I say hi to everybody and before we jump in, this is week 4 of the giveaway that we do during the show. By the way, did Tommy get in touch with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's been paid so far.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that he did. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, we have this week, next week, and then the next week, and then that the 17th.
17th.
Yeah, so we got this week and 2 more, and then on that last one, the 17th, the Thursday before Thanksgiving, somebody will win like they have been. You'll win $25. Put it towards your Christmas costs. Buy a half a tank of gas, a quarter tank of gas, whatever that gets you these days. And then we're gonna do all the people who won each week will be in a final drawing. So far we have them. I'm having a little trouble reading it here, guys, but JP's corner. So JP won, Chris from Real Rideshare Stories, and Tommy Sisson. He also won. So we can see who. So by the way, those people cannot play tonight. When we do get to that portion, those people. So that makes it a little even better for you guys. Better odds. They can't do it. But yeah. So okay, everybody's got a story here tonight. I hope before we get started, I really hope everybody. I'm gonna do. I was gonna actually text Hannibal about it today, but I'm gonna do something that Hannibal does about sometimes cutting up pieces of a video, and I'm gonna try and do that for the piece I did with Kim Kavin. Because if you guys didn't catch the whole piece, I'll put out piece 1. You'll want to catch the rest, because I think it can be done into 3 proper pieces too. And it was an hour, so they'll all be about just under 20 minutes. But I think that each piece is enough to really take it in, and it's not too much. She did an extremely good job explaining. I always have tons of faith in her. In my opinion, it couldn't have gone better. But I don't know. We'll. I just want to put it out there, because if you didn't catch it and you're thinking, oh, I've seen a couple of those and it's just a little much, I really want everybody to know about it. And I think this was the best, easiest to understand explanation that there was of this. And it's still not easy by any means, but everybody can take it in. Okay, that said, I guess a lot of people are going to probably be watching the World Series tonight, as well as I think that Houston also playing football?
They are.
Yeah, they're
I
playing.
think
Eagles
Houston
right
and
now.
Philly playing in both the World Series and in the NFL.
Okay,
Now that I'm thinking about this.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
it is, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is funny. Don't
Houston's
care
gonna
about
be
either one of
doubly
those
down.
teams
Right.
or those places.
But they're both happening. Are they both in the same city, or is it in Houston for football?
See,
I don't watch
I don't
baseball.
know. I don't watch baseball.
Because-
That's a better
because
question.
Once the
They're in
Yankees were
Philly.
out, I'm
They're
out
in
of baseball.
Philly for Game 5 tonight.
So
So
I know
true,
they're in
Kim.
Houston. for
See,
the
Hannibal's
football
with me on
game.
that one.
Yeah, we don't. No, if our teams are not in it, we're not paying attention.
Yeah.
I know.
no.
I just find that very weird. A World Series game and an NFL game would cause quite a fun city for the night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Imagine doing rideshare after those.
Right, and
those
it's not
games.
just a big baseball game; it's the World Series Game 5.
Yeah.
People
I
come
mean,
from
that's
all over to watch the
a
World
big
Series.
deal, man. I would imagine if you work gig work or rideshare in
That was a
Philly,
question I was
you
going to ask.
better be
So
working, man.
you have to be out there, even if it's going to be
Yeah.
dealing with the worst of humanity. You got to be out there
Yeah.
because that's the money is, right?
Oh
Even
my
be
gosh.
like, we got it. Was it surge pay or peak or whatever for
the
rideshare? When that
perfect
game's
storm.
going in or that game's coming out.
And it doesn't matter if the team wins or lose. You're still going to deal with the worst of
Yeah.
humanity. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a late Thursday night in Philly tonight. I
Yeah,
can
they're
see
playing
it,
in
you know,
Philly.
for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a few topics here today. And I labeled Kim's kind of funny, so when we get to it. But I wanted to start with the one John's gonna do because John took the one I was talking about last week at the very end that we didn't have time for to another level of it's going on elsewhere, same company. So, and it's regarding Shipt, but it could be regarding so many companies, you guys. But John, you wanna talk a little bit about this?
So a lot of people might not know this, but I put out a community post on the storage to share it even wider today. But Shipt, the gig app company, you know, post videos on Shipt all the time. They're getting sued by it was the Washington D.C. Attorney General, and then a couple of days later, the Minnesota Attorney General added on. And what they're saying is that Shipt is basically being deceptive and misclassifying gig workers as employees, saying that gig workers should be getting, you know, minimum wage, should be getting overtime pay, healthcare, taxes. When I read the article, the thing that stood out to me was the taxes piece of it, because I think that's the underlying piece of it from a government perspective. They want to get taxes from the company on the front end, and they want to get taxes from the employees on the back end. But you know, the fact that they chose Shipt as the first company who has Target behind it, and when I think of Target, I think of a very how can I say it? Administration, the current very friendly for the current administration. That's what I'll say when I think of Target. Now compared to DoorDash or Uber Eats, who I think they got their feet in the water there as well. But those companies, you would think that if we're going to target a gig app company, why not target those bigger ones versus Shipt, who has, you know, Target behind it. The other thing that stood out to me about this article, I'll say this, is that depending on the outcome of these lawsuits, this could obviously spread to other states. But the states have an option to be preemptive and do kind of like California did and make their own laws about classifying gig workers before they get sued by the Attorney General. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
And when you talked about DC, oddly, they're one that's trying to push, because we've talked about this ABC or the AB5 type legislation exists in almost every state's constitution. It's odd, but if you go back in it, that type of legislation is in there. It's not legislation, but that wording is in there to make it legislation in most states. So Minnesota is really on the big for this. One thing I found, you know, we had a joke last week about the Shipt in when it was just DC, because I was like, why aren't they going after all the bigger gig companies? And it was like, well, you know, they need their DoorDash. Those are the they need DoorDash. They're like, just only take it out on Shipt. You know, like not these guys.
I'd say maybe they're targeting a smaller company to get their point across without going after some of the big guys. So that's kind of like they're making a precedent by going after the smaller guy, not the bigger guy.
But one of the problems that I saw big time is that this reminds me of the Instacart lawsuit from November of 2019. Like after a month after Newsom and Lorena Gonzalez passed AB5 in California to go into effect January 1st. In between that time, Instacart got sued by San Diego County for $48 million or for more, but they just settled it a couple weeks back for $48 million. Now they were suing them on employee status that wasn't. Here's the thing: how can you file a lawsuit when the law doesn't exist yet? Yeah, it's passed, but if you file on November 10th that these workers are misclassified based on the fact that AB5 is going into effect, I never understood that. How can you? Wouldn't you have to wait? I mean, isn't that just logical? Wouldn't you have to wait till January 1st or the 2nd, maybe even, to file a lawsuit against a law that starts on the 1st?
I mean, that's what I would think, but then
Can't
again, the law isn't
preemptively
always
sue on a
logical.
law. I wouldn't think. I don't. I guess I don't know that for sure, but it seems wrong. It seems wrong to me that you would be able to go, oh, that's going into place. I'll sue them because what if you guys had an out of court settlement? What if the court case moved quickly and it got to date before end of December? What if somehow groups talked Newsom to axe that law before it went into place? There were I mean, I know that they're like Hail Mary type shots, but nonetheless, they could happen. Like what? I don't understand how if a law isn't in place, how you can sue somebody on it.
It's almost, it reminds me of like, buying a ticket for a movie and then asking for a refund. I don't know, before it even starts or before, I guess that's a bad example because that actually you can do that.
Right. But I mean, the fact is this is the same thing. They're counting on some legislation going their way that will help them, even if the new rule change from Biden doesn't go through. They're counting on this to.
It's almost like they kind of want an
at least
injunction or
push it through
something.
in DC, Minnesota. So there's a select group of places and states that I know of. There's a couple that are already going. There's a couple in high danger if things even don't go, that they'll go on their own.
But most of the places are, I mean, Minnesota is liberal. It's very liberal. So, and then Keith Edison, I'm sure you guys are familiar with him and some of the things that he has said. It's not surprising. But I guess the more interesting question is why Shipt, but it's not surprising. I think a lot of constituents are telling him we want to be employees and we're being taken advantage of, or we're blah, 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 blah. So he's trying to change it. And I think Instacart had dealt with San Diego. These places are, I mean, if long as it stays in states, which it's going to suck. It depends on what state you are in, but as long as we don't have any federal law to land of everywhere mandates, because that's gonna suck. But certain places, certain states, they're going to push this, and a lot of people are going to be cool with it. It's like, if you don't like it, like it's gonna happen here probably as well. Like it's. But if you're in a red state, they can fend this off, or they can make provisions or whatever. So I don't know. I just don't see any positive result that's coming from any of these lawsuits.
No.
See, okay, but let's pretend like we don't even have a stake in the game here, though, for a minute. Let's pretend we're not even in the gig economy. Isn't it wrong that the DC Attorney General is suing Shipt on hopeful outcome of election and a hopeful pass? This isn't even in California. A hopeful outcome of an election so he can pass a law he wants in place.
Yeah, it's all politics.
I mean,
it's
but that doesn't even. I don't know. Would you not get a lawyer to just dismiss, like, get this kicked out of court for me? It's not even a law.
Well, I think it's going to be a bigger fight if you're fighting an actual profitable company like Target with Shipt behind it versus Doordash and Uber Eats, which might be the reason why they chose Shipt than Target, because it doesn't make sense to sue a broke person, and DoorDash, Uber Eats aren't profitable.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess I find it weirder than everybody else that in an intermittent period, and AB5 it was just an example to show how something else happened. In this case, there isn't AB5 in DC or Minnesota going into place yet. They got to wait for after the vote next Tuesday, and then they can try and push something through quick. But even that's not guaranteed. So how can you sue them? They're not, at this point, they're not misclassified.
Well, I think the other piece, if you kind of
they're
really
suing
think
them for
about
misclassification.
DC is kind of making that they're suing Shipt, but they're playing on their home field. They know what they want to do as far as DC, the president, everything there. I mean, it's kind of like playing on home court there.
Yeah. The only thing
sometimes it's easier to get laws passed though if you sue first. Yeah. It really is, because
I hear you.
You can sue anybody for anything, but to bring it to someone's attention is quicker through a lawsuit than it is actual law, especially if you want the general public to know about it.
Nowadays, it's unfortunate, but nowadays the courts are basically used for legislation handling nowadays.
Yeah,
I got to tell you that if I was.
Sorry, I just keep thinking, just like you guys, like, why Shipt? Like, to me, that's just odd.
They're just sitting there minding their business, I feel like.
Because in DC, the politicians need Uber, Lyft to get around,
That's
They don't
possible.
have cars. You
That's
can't
probably
park.
yeah.
And you need DoorDash and you need Uber Eats to bring you your food.
Tony got
I think
Instacart.
Watch,
they're
around,
thinking
right
if
around Christmas
Target,
time, they'll drop the lawsuit for a minute and then resue them because they'll need Shipt stuff.
yeah, I'm saying like if I think they're looking at it like, okay, you have Shipt, you have all these other people here, and you also are a mega retail establishment. Why don't you put them all on the payroll? That's another, like, you thinking the other, like DoorDash, Uber, like it's all independent contracting for the most part, but Target owns Shipt, so they're saying, well, why I'm not getting the benefits of Target employees? So that could be a way they can kind of sneak that in there.
But then they can go
lawsuit.
after Spark and Walmart then too.
And Hannibal, like we talked about on Beyond the Algorithm on Tuesday, like how like we were talking about holiday jobs. Well, holiday jobs are huge with Amazon.
Yeah,
how do you get these
Target
bonuses and the pay and all this, and you go in there and they're like, don't tell anybody what you make.
well,
Yeah.
you don't.
I mean, are there like NDAs to work in the warehouse at Amazon during the holidays?
Seriously?
I don't
knows?
know. I'm just one, because dude, I'd be pissed if I'm just the guy that's been there 2 years and this guy's like, man, I'm making a $3,000 bonus for 60 days and then I'm gonna quit and I'm making twice what I'm making. Like,
but that's
and then they do the worst jobs too.
No, but that's what every company does during this time of year. They need to hire thousands of people to get through the holiday season, but the people who are here will have jobs. The people who just got in, nope, sorry, you're gone January 1st. So I guess it's a byproduct of job security versus non-job security, but it happens every year during the holiday season.
Yeah.
Right, but like they're like, was it? I can't remember if it was. I think it was Amazon, right? Or was it Target that was doing the $3,000 bonus?
Amazon is doing 2,000.
So okay, so that $3,000 bonus, like, I'm happy to quit after the 60 or 90 days. Like,
yeah, I think it's either 90 or 180. Is one of those two.
Well, whatever it is. I mean, you're gonna make whatever you're gonna make more than these people, and then I mean, that it just seems weird. Like, if I'm one of those people in there, I'd almost want to quit and just reapply at a different Amazon warehouse for seasonal work.
I mean, I've read articles about people who do that.
I don't know,
really?
but like during the holiday season, like I used to have to hire like 100 to 200 employees during that time. But come like January 1st, I would keep like 5. So it's like a complete hiring game to get you through the next couple of weeks. And then like literally they wait until the day after Christmas. Sorry, your services are no longer needed.
And that's if they show up the day after Christmas. A lot of them, that's all they're there for.
Yeah.
See, Kim, I fully agree with you on that. In years past, I remember that every year. Like, and even most seasonal workers would almost be bummed, like, damn, and then they had to go try and find a job and all this. Yeah. I just don't think we're in that same situation.
Oh, we're definitely not in the same situation at all. I mean, there's definitely a hiring
right. Like, there's an understaffing
the
before the holidays. There's an understaffing at Amazon, and now these people are showing up going, "I got awesome bonuses. I'm making tons of," and the other guys are like pissing in Gatorade bottles and stuff, and like, not enough. Like, dude, I want a bonus. Like,
I hope those guys get a bonus at the end of the holidays. I don't know. I'd probably quit Amazon if
I would hope. I would hope that they're getting something. I would hope the current established employees are getting some kind of bonus.
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully. I would too. I would assume that they recognize people in that line of type warehouse work and stuff like that. They talk totally. They tell each other exactly what they're making.
Yeah, but the thing is, sadly, in a lot of the corporate worlds, the holiday bonus for established employees is typically a free dinner or a free lunch or something.
Pizza party.
Exactly.
That DoorDash delivers.
Wow, good enough for 500 people? Sounds good.
Gary, you have app merch?
No.
Oh. I mean, I have a hat. Tony has a hat, but is there merch?
Where's my hat?
Cam,
you're getting something way better than a hat, by the way.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes. I think it's actually going to ship next week to you. I think.
No
I didn't
way.
get anything. Nothing. I didn't get.
I'm slowly working.
1,000 cases of Dr. Pepper.
No.
Kim's gonna be like, where do I put him? I don't even.
No, whenever I went up
first
to Denver, Tony's been doing a lot. He's been promoting Maximo a lot. And so I got 2 hats made. I got me one made, and then I was like, and I was gonna give him one that I already had. I was like, oh, I went ahead and got him one made too. And I've been waiting to see if he noticed it or not, but the hat glows in the dark.
I think didn't he
Ooh.
say something about it? Yeah.
And so I just asked him if he noticed it yet, and he said no.
Really? He's in the
Yeah.
dark a lot. Like
I know.
But then how often is he in the dark and in a mirror?
Right.
His
Right.
car?
That's the thing.
All the
Well,
time?
No, I'm saying like, but you're not in like dark though. You're in dark. You have street lights and things like that.
I don't know. Those Tesla charging stations are
Yeah.
dark. I guess
Sorry,
they're
I didn't mean
darker
to
than others.
interrupt
No, I
the
think
chat.
it's cool. I was wondering if you had full merch already. I'm like, you don't even
No.
have a logo for Gary Zapps.
No,
You
not
have
for
the-
Gary Zapps. No.
You have the Middleton one, yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay. So Kim has an awesome article, or it was so long titled that I just took 3 keywords and I made it total clickbait. So Kim's article is DoorDash strangles Instacart.
So I had bear with me because it was a really long article. So I actually have notes because it was so long. But the whole title of the article is DoorDash ambitions beyond restaurants could strangle Instacart and protect the delivery giant as the economy slows. So it was a really big title, but basically they're saying that 14% of DoorDash's monthly users are using the app beyond just food delivery. And they're basically saying that, by DoorDash getting into grocery and convenience and the Dash Marts, they're really expanding beyond just food delivery, which is going to help them sustain what's going on in the economy, despite them reporting losses. If that makes any sense whatsoever. But the whole entire article itself is based off of one expert, just one expert, that basically said that DoorDash is going to strangle Instacart by using their own systems, which I thought was interesting all in itself, because I feel like that can go in a couple of different directions. But DoorDash is leaning into multiple categories such as food delivery, grocery, convenience, and especially retail going into fourth quarter. They went from 40,000 retailers last year, and they're now up to 75,000 retailers amongst all the categories beyond the food delivery business, which I didn't realize. I guess they grew that much in that quick amount of time. They are saying, though, despite food delivery is down from last year, they're saying it's still up 95% from 2009, which is pre-pandemic time. So I thought that was interesting because I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel that. I still feel like pre-pandemic was still a little busier than what it is now. And then
I was actually reading something on that earlier today where I was trying to find my article too. But yeah, they're saying that actually right now that food delivery is down as a whole from pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just not just DoorDash, but overall.
Yeah.
So
So
like even going out to restaurants and things like that is down.
Yeah. And then the last thing is they were just basically saying Dash Marts are going to increase DoorDash's control over the whole convenience category, going forward. So I guess between all of that, I guess Instacart, watch out because DoorDash is going to strangle you. But, just based off of the economy. And speaking of the economy, I don't know, you guys, did you guys see, it came across my phone today that the Federal Reserve today raised interest rates in the 4th straight time. And then, it's going to, their whole theory is it's going to help with the price increases, but people aren't going to be spending just because of the interest hike. So it's kind of a,
crap is
I don't know,
expensive.
I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand.
The problem, I think, there, Kim, is the timing. Nobody wants to say what the truth is before next week. But next week's especially, nobody wants to talk about the truth because it's bad. And nobody wants to talk about it until after the midterms. Period. Because there's already a lot of people flipping where they sit right now in this election.
Kim is very intelligent. She likes to read.
Kim, you should do like the Business Weekly. I'll listen to that.
News reporter Kim coming to you.
Yeah, let us know what's going on.
Now,
Go ahead, Gary.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you weren't here last week.
I don't think that Instacart has to worry about DoorDash because Instacart's going to go under regardless.
That was going to be my comment. Is that I feel like Instacart's a dead body in the road. Like saying you're going to strangle him is like going in a steel toe boot and just giving him a kick on a dead body. It's like, of course you can strangle him.
Instacart has not gone. It's because Steve's hate for Instacart keeps him alive. Like we're thinking, why is it hasn't been
shrinking their value, dude? I have like destroyed their value.
I don't know. Personally. I still think, and Steve, you and I love Instacart. Like it's our favorite app ever in life. But
it's the best app to root on.
I know. They still are. I hate to say, when you think about grocery delivery, you think about Instacart. At least in my opinion, like I still think they're the go-to sometimes for for grocery delivery. So,
See, I think Walmart Spark.
Well, I think that's the thing.
Walmart Spark.
Though.
But also, like, you know what? We keep not talking about the fact that I know, like, John had it in his market, and then it's gone, but it's not gone, guys. Don't rule out Corner Shop yet.
Well, remember Corner Shop?
It's an Uber product. When they roll that out.
But it's dying in a lot of places. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of kinks that Uber needs to work out with food delivery in the next couple.
Right. No, but I'm just saying Uber is the only worldwide presence, the only one that can take everything. And even if it's like, well, you're so late to the game, why even bother? Because we're Uber.
Mm-hmm. Right. They are the biggest, like worldwide.
Yeah. And that says a lot because, over in China, Didi's not small. The other ones aren't small that we don't hear about on a day-to-day basis. But, Uber's the biggest. Uber's in the most countries, whether it's illegal or
but
legal.
See, even Diddy got kicked out of their own country.
Right. But don't you think like everybody always uses the term the Uber playbook, right? Don't you think that's part of the Uber playbook? Like second page, you might get kicked out of the country the second day you're in operations. Shred all the files and get on a plane.
I don't know. I really thought with Corner Shop that Uber was still going to keep them separate. Like I never thought that they were going to like literally fully integrate them into, grocery delivery and food delivery. Like that's the way that it's working right now. I actually thought that they would have kept Corner Shop integrity a little bit more intact than what they currently have it as.
The customer side's still the same though, right?
No, as well. At least in my market, there's two apps. You can order Corner Shop or your groceries from Corner Shop, whether they be through the Corner Shop app or through the Uber Eats app, like through the other grocery tab. So they've combined it from like a GUI interface or some things in the background. But for drivers, if they're combined in your market, you just get the same $2.50 Uber Eats base pie and not much more than that aside the tip.
Well, because it's kind of like the Postmates. Postmates is still around as far as customers are concerned. Right. But as far as all the drivers are concerned, it's actually just Uber Eats.
Yeah, everybody's like, why do you keep saying that? Quit saying it. It's also because there's contracts in place with Postmates.
Right, and like sometimes I'll pick up and they'll say Postmates on it, on the receipt and things like that. So maybe Corner Shop's going to be the same way. It's going to be the same as customer side, but then driver side is going to be,
I don't know.
I would imagine down the road it's all going to be through the same app. And here's my thing too: is that honestly, I was saying this earlier this week that I honestly I'm not going to be shocked if like soon there's like, and I'm not talking about credit card or something, but like Uber banking within the app. Like we'll just you want to pay 50 cents to transfer your money over to our Uber banking, all within the driver app. like why would I pay for it? Wait, why are you holding my money? What's going on?
They're listening right now and go, oh, that's actually a really good idea.
Well, that's
Well,
what I'm
I
thinking.
mean,
They're just
DoorDash-
trying to get it to the
DoorDash
point
does
where you
that.
open up Uber and anything you'd want to do gig-related, app-based, they have it in there.
Well, the Dash and Direct cards are that kind of like that in a way.
I don't know.
no. Like if you want to cash out on DoorDash, it's $1.99.
Right.
They're
Not
the
if you
most
have the-
expensive, unless
not
you have
if
the
you have the
Dash or
card.
Direct card. Right, but other than that, if you want to cash it out, it's $1.99. Most expensive of all of them.
I don't
You
know.
know, the other ones charge you what Stripe charges you, which is 50 cents.
You know,
And so-
after that
so
incident,
DoorDash is making like
even
$1
though
or
it's,
something.
even though it's questionable, after that incident that happened last week, with is it Uber driver Phoenix or Uber man Phoenix or
Uber Lyft Phoenix.
Yeah,
Uber Lyft Phoenix?
I think his name
After-
is Aaron.
Aaron. Okay. So after that incident happened, and we talked about this all the way around, but like, honestly, I wouldn't let them hold my money. I think they should be giving all drivers free transfer out for the rest of the year until they figure some things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can we
Like
just talk
daily,
about?
because that guy might have potentially lost. I mean, if he doesn't get it back or whatever, might have potentially lost, whatever it is, $1,700, $1,800.
Yeah. All I gotta say though is, speaking of Uber, just want to mention it just 1 second. The Uber Eats and Walmart orders are a complete joke.
Well, yeah, we could
Yeah.
have told you that.
It's horrible, absolutely horrible.
Well, that's the thing. Like Uber gets the leftovers of Spark.
Oh,
That's all they get. Any company that gets leftovers is going to have the worst orders ever. That's why DoorDash couldn't fulfill them, because they were trash.
As Spark grown, yeah, they basically taken all the good orders for the Spark drivers. I mean, once upon a time, year ago, when I first started doing a little bit of Uber on Walmart, they could actually find some good orders, and even then, it was a crapshoot because the tip was after the fact. So, I mean, now that I actually see what a real Spark order looks like, you can see the tip up front. Not taking those orders anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't take any Spark that. I'm very picky on Walmart orders. Like, I don't do shopping delivery. Kim knows that.
Man, I like those.
I shake my head every time you say that. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much money you're missing out on.
Nah, I want to pull up, get loaded, go off. But I also have to pay more than $20 and be less than 5 miles. So
So what are you at, like 5% acceptance rate?
yeah, probably. Like it just runs. I don't even care. Everybody's like, "Oh, you got to have a high acceptance rate," and I'm like, "No, I don't. I got so many apps I can run. I can care less."
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just reading this. Teleport creators raised $9 million to build the decentralized Uber rival. I read it before too, but I was just accidentally ran across it and just giggled a little. So Gary, I know that you said, Gary said that he was gonna. I think you're gonna talk about the miles for Lyft, right? But then
that one's pretty quick.
Yeah. But then I said to him, I said, well, why don't you talk about the upfront pricing? Because it rolled out in like 25 cities this week. He's like, I've had it for a year. I'm like, perfect.
I have.
I know, but you know what's weird is that like LA was one of the cities on Tuesday. LA didn't have it till this Tuesday.
Do you think that's because they would cherry pick more?
I don't know. Buffalo didn't have. I mean, there's a lot of like 25 huge cities.
See, I find it weird, or I find it strange that Oklahoma City is a test market for both Uber and Lyft. Like when the new Uber app came out with the big go button, Oklahoma City was the first place to have it. When Lyft does something, Oklahoma City is typically in the first 4 cities to get it.
Right.
It's very strange.
Is there a reason why? I'm just curious.
I have no clue.
The Oklahoma City mob, of course.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe Oklahoma City cut a deal with them or something. But I mean, it works out in my favor because then I get to update Maximo quicker than anybody else. But yeah, the upfront pricing, it's trash on Lyft. Uber, it's better on Uber than it is on Lyft. I'll tell you that, because like on Lyft, it looks like, yeah, they're doing upfront pricing, but they're not doing it like Uber to where they're trying to make it better for you. It's like they took your rate card and just showing you the upfront price now, to where Uber is doing it but my Uber request will be all over the board. Like I'll have some that come in at 60 cents and then some that come in at like $1.25 a mile. But with Lyft, it's like, yeah, here's your 56 cents a mile. Here's your 56 cents a mile. Like, here's your $2. Here's your $3. I'm like, what? Who's doing this?
Yeah. So, Gary, I know you follow this a little bit. I'm sure you saw Uber's third quarter earnings.
Uber's?
Yeah. And I'm sure you saw what Dara said. And I was talking about this again. I talked about this with Kim on Tuesday, Kim Kavin. And so even she had seen it. She said, I was like, he doesn't look very worried for a person whose entire U.S. presence is kind of on the line. And she's like, and she admitted, like, well, he's doing it well. And if you look, every state is pre-positioning a Prop 22. And I'm like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like none of us want that, yet they're pre-plotting this, and who knows if it'll even work. But
that's
I found that, and then the third quarter they say they're doing, what is it? They're like 3 times their business or whatever revenue from last year, 175%.
Yep.
So they're 175% of last year, and they could have made a profit, but they're holding it off, so they didn't make a profit, which is. They've never still made a profit.
They haven't made a profit on paper. Let's be honest there.
Well, yeah, okay. Let's be honest that before they IPO'd, who knows what they were doing under the table.
Right. And so I'd like to, and I always find it funny. People's like, well, they don't make a profit. Well, they make money.
Right. But in the legit now DAO world, like where you have to show your books, where you have to have some accountability.
Right.
But you got to remember, for a lot of those guys, their profits are going to be in share prices too.
Yeah, 98% of gig workers don't make a profit, according to paper.
But everybody's been waiting for an Uber profit. Like, don't you think that they should have, whatever it took, because they had it this time. They've never had it before. There was that one quarter where they were like selling everything in the garage to like try and get it before. That's when they sold off all the industries. They got rid of the scooters, and then they brought them back. They got rid of autonomous. They brought it back, but they sold it all right before the end of the earnings, trying to get there,
trying to make money.
For a company that's crawled here for 12 years, and now they could have shown profit. What the?
Yeah, I think from an investor standpoint too.
I mean, if I'm an investor, I'm going to be pissed, dude.
Well, it depends on what your share price is.
Well, who wouldn't be, as an investor? Who wouldn't be mad at that?
That's what I'm saying, especially if like you're a VC. I'm sure, like Gary said, I'm sure a lot of VCs are out, but some are still probably in because their amounts probably weren't that high. So whatever, they're not being taken care of yet. So that's 12 years in. I mean, I don't know. I'd be like, wait, why didn't we made a profit, but we didn't? I've been kind of needing that profit.
Did Uber? I thought either Uber or DoorDash had good news in terms of third quarter. Was it Uber?
Well, that
was it DoorDash.
Uber. They're 175% up on revenue.
Yeah, and DoorDash and DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Shut
I
up
was gonna say Uber and DoorDash are both doing good in third quarter. Lyft is sucking.
How?
Like completely sucking. Well, first, like
not June, worse than the potential unicorn IPO.
Well, in June they laid off 60 employees, and now they're laying off close to 700 employees.
Oh, so they're
out of how many? Because especially Lyft, they're only here in this country.
That's gonna be like a total of like 15% of their workforce. I mean,
so
that's pretty big.
Lyft, Instacart, basically the same, right?
Yeah, they should just merge.
I'd say they should just merge at this point.
And quit playing games with the drivers. Just pull an Elon and just be like, half of you are going to get fired.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna try to save. Yeah,
just carry the sink into the office.
Right. I saw his new tactic today is he's making them all go back to work. I think that's just a test. The first half of you that make it get to keep your jobs.
Yeah.
Why not? They're employees. Yeah, they've got to be told what to do.
He's doing his own type of Squid Games there.
Yeah,
I find it interesting with what the CEO of Uber, Dara, said a couple of weeks ago about how inflation was actually a good. Not he said it was a good thing, but he was saying that we are in benefiting from this inflationary environment, and the fact that DoorDash and Uber had, I guess, better than expected third quarter expectations. Is that what is? I mean, it seems like that's true. It seems like when things are completely insane and messed up, these gig app companies do pretty well, right? Pandemic, this crazy recession, inflationary nonsense we're going through, and Uber and Lyft, not Lyft, but Uber and DoorDash, like, yeah, we're doing great. Yeah, things are good.
Well, I think it's relative. I think, it's like if the same Uber ride that cost you $10 a year ago now costs you $25, of course it's going to make them a lot of money.
Yeah. And you have to work, considering people have to have multiple jobs to make it. So both, I think Uber and DoorDash said they have no problems getting drivers. They have no shortages for drivers. They probably have too many, so the inflation does help them in certain aspects.
Well, and I think Uber and DoorDash right now, I think they're both trying to push for some type of profit. Because first off, we know DoorDash, their stock tanked.
Like, Uber, they just had a profit. They said, no, thanks.
Well, no. Well, they're going to get there eventually. But, I think they're both trying to keep their stocks afloat is what it really comes down to. Because, I mean, DoorDash at the start of this year is what $200? They're down to 47 now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge drop.
That's insane. That's 75% loss.
Yeah. And Uber's almost 50% loss, I think, for the year. 36% loss on Uber for the year, and 77 for DoorDash.
You got to hold diamond hands and figure out this is going to come back.
Well, see, I invest in Uber. I do not invest in DoorDash.
I only invest in Instacart. That's where all my money goes. I put every dime I can into it.
You're going to get that penny stock, man. I get it.
Actually, I couldn't invest in Instacart. It's not public yet. So.
Treat it like crypto, huh?
Yeah, it's a crypto move right there.
Steve's going to be an investor right there.
Doubling down on my crypto move. Give me everything on Instacart.
Yeah, most stocks are down right now. And that's what I said. I think they're both struggling to try and hold that so it doesn't go further down.
Yeah, I have shares in DoorDash. I can't lie.
Oh, I feel sorry for you.
I stopped looking at that portfolio. I stopped looking.
Before I move on to this next thing, let's put the keyword out because we're 42 minutes in. So if you guys aren't familiar, we give you, it's a hashtag, no space, and you just put in the word. Let's do Maximo. Hopefully, all of you know how to spell Maximo. Gary can type it out so that in case you don't.
Your screen.
Yeah,
it's also on his head. So,
if you're illiterate, I apologize in advance.
Well,
if you're looking on a cell phone and you just can't see it, take a screenshot and zoom in.
And don't use voice to text because we know Google cannot spell Maximo. We already know that.
But yeah, so put in hashtag Maximo. There you go. Tony did it right. He was the first one. This is how you spell it.
Copy and paste.
This is how you do it.
Does it matter if you use caps or lowercase?
It does not matter caps or non-caps.
Okay,
because Tony's just being very loud there. So
yeah, he's excited.
It's weird. I always capitalize Maximo too. I don't know.
Well, it is actually capitalized. If you looked at it here, it's capitalized, but in my logo, it's not capitalized.
So, and for those of you that don't know, what is going on here is we are going to do, let me pull it up, a StreamYard drawing that if you win, if your name is drawn and you put in the hashtag Maximo and we pull, and it pulls yours, then you will win $25 tonight. And you can come back on the 17th of November and be put into the $100 pool. That's the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
So,
and then we decided there's not going to be a Thanksgiving stream.
No,
I will not be here.
I won't be here either. I won't be.
That's what we're going to put the best of roundtable out there.
Yeah, that's what I really would like to do that. So. Yeah. If anybody wants to vote on how that goes, we could do some of the best moments, or it could be comedy. I know, comedy right? Be best, but the best of comedy. So
have our Qdoba conversation on there.
Yeah, all of those weird ones would go in.
That one was funny. What'd you say, Kim?
I said he was going to put Hannibal to work.
No. I'm saying during that Qdoba segment. Yeah. He was like, "What?"
I think that was like number one. That should be like number one moment.
The top 10 list, that's
countdown.
going to be number one. Yes.
Yeah. And the number one moment is it Qdoba or we lost Gary?
Man. Well,
So I put it in
bye,
next.
Gary.
Oh, we lost Gary.
Oh, here he's
Oh,
back.
he's back.
It is
So,
hit the back button on Google Chrome automatically kicks you back to the last screen. It's dumb.
so again, guys, put in hashtag Maximal. We'll give you a quick second here because this is a really quick thing. I just wanted to discuss a little bit. Was that it's Instacart, but I'm not going to go off on them like I normally do. I hope.
Yes, you will.
I'm glad you added that disclaimer at the end.
But yeah, it's basically, and this is an article that I was hoping to get to last week, but we just ended up in all DoorDash territory. But so other IPOs are waiting to follow Instacart, and this is a bigger deal than a lot of people are giving it credit for. Like, we joke about it, but Instacart not IPOing, even though they've been prepared for a year and a half now, is really bad because the market people are curious if the market is ready to actually now handle one of these we don't have any asset app companies in a better, more responsible way and take them to their true value quicker. So Instacart is actually worried that if they go live, that they might lose half their value the first day, like Uber or Lyft did. And I'm thinking, really? Like, I mean, you guys are pretty low right now. I mean, bankruptcy's an option.
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I do know that, like, they're not out of the net. Like, they're in a weird spot. You can't, I would need to research this a little bit, but I do know that once you have committed to going public, you have like a 3-year window or something to do it. You're not allowed to just decide, never mind. Like, you gotta follow through with this. But all these other companies don't want to go, and they're on a much smaller scale even than Instacart. But they don't want to go because they're just, the reception on the markets is so bad, that they're like, well, wait a minute, like, we can't have our $2 million company go right now and lose 80% of its value the first day because of the market. So everybody's waiting for Instacart. They're like the last of the bigger ones that still needs to go. And it looks like they're just going to keep putting it off because even TechCrunch, all these articles have been pretty brutal on them, man. Like, Instacart going public is notable not only due to its corporate history. The company raised huge sums, grew immensely during the pandemic, and in the midst of expanding advertising and software. They also talk about, like, their autonomous carts. I can't even believe I say that word. To me, that is the
autonomous carts.
Yeah, they have autonomous. Autonomous cart technology.
Why would I need an autonomous cart? Like,
where are the hands on an autonomous cart? What does it do?
Right.
Just bump the thing till the right items fall?
why do you
in?
need me?
Exactly.
That's more like a vending machine at that point. Slide down, grabbing it, dropping it. Slide down, grabbing it, dropping it.
If you Google Instacart's, what, I don't even know if it's autonomous carts or whatever carts, you'll see it. It looks pathetic. It's got like a little touchpad thing on it. I don't know.
All I gotta say is I don't IPO. There's no way the IPO can work. They're not that crazy yet. I think Instacart will go bankrupt before they go.
Yeah,
they'll be the first company to have an IPO and then actually go bankrupt. Yeah, on that first day of the IPO, they're like, "Oh, nobody wanted to buy us. They just sold us all."
And that's the point of all these articles, pretty much, is saying that, listen, like, that's kind of their worst fear. Like, what happens if we go live and they're like, you're valueless? Like, not even a full day of trading, just kind of like right out of the gate. It's doing the metrics right away. Nope, crash. Like,
I just saw this article here on the Wall Street Journal about Instacart giving out the very first company-wide cash bonus. So it looks, they're making it seem like they had the opportunity to have the IPO, but I guess the CEO Fiji Simo decided to try to retain staff or motivate staff by providing some cash bonuses to the employees. Do you think that is a good idea, or it really doesn't matter?
So I'll say this: they know they need to
money.
motivate staff.
If I'm an employee and I'm watching this ship sink, I'd be like, "I have a bonus."
But I'll take it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because in January I'm gonna be on LinkedIn. Like, I need a job.
Well, you should
Right,
be
and
on
it's not
LinkedIn.
like-
If you should be on
Honestly-
LinkedIn right now if you're working for
Honestly,
Instacart.
Just because I've closed companies before, if I knew what I knew when it happened, I would be asking for raises left and right and trying to get my dollar per hour. So when the package comes out, my package is greater than what it currently is.
Right.
Heck with bonuses, get me a raise.
I've
Yeah,
had,
that's
I've had
why
to close a
Instacart
place
is cheaper.
out too, Kim, and I do know that pain. And like, I agree, that should be a huge bonus. Like, if I knew then, I'd have been like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Give me $2,000 on top of what you're paying me because this is a real bummer and pain in the."
Yeah, it's not fun closing a company down or a store or any. It's not fun
Right.
at all.
Dealing with all the vendors and people coming in and watching that the right people are taking the right things out and they're,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
Well, that makes it even a
It's
better
rough.
question now. Are the bonuses incentive bonuses or were they retention bonuses?
I put the link.
they're
in
bot
the
they're bot
chat.
bonuses. They're only going to the bots.
For,
I think that cash bonus is a band-aid.
Yeah.
well, definitely a band-aid. They said employees will receive the terms of their bonuses late last week and are expected to receive 40% of the payment in December 9th, with the remainder paid in June 2023.
There we go.
There it is.
Long time away.
Yes,
There
but
you go.
See,
as
I'm
an
already hearing is it chapter 7?
Chapter 7 or 11. 13,
It's
one of
on
those.
7 or 11, but is it
I think it's 11,
what they
right?
would do? Well, no, what they would do.
For companies,
Yeah, I think they would be 11.
Wait, did
so-
they say how much the bonus was? I forgot. I'm sorry.
It
Did they
says
say-
the payments are expected to range from thousands of dollars on the lower end to higher for more senior, longer tenured employees.
So if
There
you're
we
a
go.
Okay, wait a
developer,
minute.
you're gonna get a good amount of money, right? If you're one of those engineers
No.
making
But-
200 and some, no?
No, but
developers get
still,
crapped on.
if it's just a bonus, do you know how much you get taxed on just a bonus? It's more tax than your regular paycheck.
Like a
So
40% tax or
Yeah.
something like that.
You'll still take it, right?
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
still
Work it,
take
yeah.
it, but I'm just saying it's not as much money as what they're proclaiming it to be.
Well, I mean, like I said, and then plus you spread it out over 7 months there from December to June.
Yeah.
Who knows what inflation is going to be over that time period too? So, there's a lot of different things that they got in there because
Steve's
it sounds
gonna
like a retention.
Steve's going to love this comment. When announcing that the IPO was unlikely this year, Instacart told employees that its revenue grew more than 40% during the last quarter.
Don't worry, guys. It's all good.
And profits
Steve's
rose
taking it down.
45% year over year. So according to Instacart, they're making money.
According to Instacart, you can look at their daily value and it's not even it's like it just goes down every day. But according to them, don't look at that. We're fine. We got so much money. We got bonus money. Here you go.
I mean, truthfully, with a company like Instacart, you could pretty much ride it out as an employee because it's not going to look bad on your resume because it's not your fault it went under. It'd be management's fault it went under.
If I ever had any suggestion, just because of what I said before, go as long as you possibly can so you can get that package at the very end. So that way you still have months of sustainability while you're trying to figure out something.
Right. That's what
It sounds like
It also
was
shows
me,
a
I
good.
would-
It
I
also
would ride
shows
it
a
out
good
to the
work
last
ethic
day.
too.
Yeah.
I would ride it out to the very last day.
I mean, I wonder if they're already.
I wouldn't
work-
people
I wouldn't
trying to
work
tell
very
people,
hard, though.
I'm
I'd
gonna
be
give you this
starting my
bonus if
own
you stay
business.
6 months.
Yeah, you need, especially if you've been with that company for X amount of years. Usually, a lot of severance packages are based off of however many years you're with a company. So, especially if you're longevity with the company, ride it out because you don't want to give up that severance package for anything.
Oh, and Steve, I did look up that shopping cart you was talking about. It's not autonomous though. It's
sorry.
like a cash
Remote.
register on wheels.
Oh,
is what it is.
Amazon's having that right now. That's actually coming to my area.
Yeah, it's you put it in the cart and it automatically, I guess, either you ring it up. It has a screen on the thing, so I guess either you ring it up or it automatically detects it. One of the way.
I don't even like self checkout.
Yeah,
I want to talk to a person and
Really?
I
I
don't
want
like
to get in and get
self-checkout.
out. I don't want to talk to anybody. Get me in, get me out.
Nah, I want to talk. I want a human being to handle this because most time the machine doesn't work. I have to get someone to help me.
The machine always breaks.
See, here, I don't mind self checkout. What I mind is the 4 employees standing by self checkout,
Just standing there,
and then
get a register.
Get
a
the
register.
door that want to check my receipt as I'm walking out. Like there's 6 people there. Any of you could have rang this crap up.
You know how much crap they've dealt with at the stores over the pandemic? They're just like,
Yeah.
I'll stare at you even. I don't care. I'm not gonna help you.
Yeah.
They're
Like
"This company
if you hit
needs
that
me
button,
more."
the light or whatever, you know, like they still
Terrible.
stare at you like,
What do you want?
I
I'll
won't
be there in a
say
minute.
I won't say the retailer because we all know what retailer I'm probably going to talk about that has greeters, so to speak. So
Oh my
I don't know about your store, but some of the greeters that are checking those receipts, you could just literally run by you, and they're not going to stop you because they can't chase you.
Well,
I know
there's
a
no
few
law
bad
that-
Home Depots. Man, they're not even looking at it. People probably walking out with everything.
there's
Lawnmower.
no law that says that you have to stop for those receipt people. By the way, there's no law out there. The only way that they can stop you is if they think you're stealing, and then they got to call the police.
In these
But
days,
that's not even true too, because there's so stringent laws about shoplifting. Like they can't even. A lot of companies, retail companies, can't even do that anymore.
See, I'll tell you guys right now.
tell that to
I don't
Chicago.
stop for people at the door that want to check my receipt. I rang up my stuff. I'm not standing in another line for you to check to make sure I rang up my stuff. If you wanted to check that I rang up my stuff, you should have been at the register ringing up my stuff.
Yeah,
That's
such
just
a
me.
rebel.
Yeah, I walk
just
right
stroll right
past the line.
them.
I
Like,
do. I
"Sir,
walk right
sir,
past
sir,
the line. I
keep
don't care.
past
There
us."
could be a 50-inch TV in my cart. I'm walking right past that line. And when they go receipt, I'm like, yeah, it's at the register. Go
He's
check.
probably
it.
like, I'm not even gonna bother. It's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No.
Bill Burr used to have a comedy skit on that exact same thing. He's like, you know what? If you're not there to take the money, I'll just roll the stuff.
Yeah,
out
you
the
wanna roll
door.
the stuff out,
turkey,
right?
No,
watermelon.
I'm not stealing it. I pay
He's like,
for
I don't
it.
even care.
but-
I'll walk it out in the cart. He's like, he's like, if I go up, I'll count 3 Mississippi. If you don't show up, I leave. Like, But we should do this giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's do it.
hey, hashtag Maximo, you guys. And no, it's not fixed. It's the StreamYard. Brandon's in here, and Brandon taught us about this tool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Brandon.
but now you got to give them 15 seconds to type it in because we know there's a 15-second delay.
Okay, you guys got 7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Do we sing the Jeopardy song while we're doing it?
To Maximo to get in on the raffle.
Oh yeah, and it's hashtag Maximo, by the way. So
I just typed it in the chat as well.
Gary, I have a question for you. Last week we were talking about
Yeah.
favorite movies. You weren't here, and we all assumed it was going to be like Star Trek or Star Wars for you. But what is your favorite
Good
movie?
one.
Favorite movie? Oh man, that's tough because there's so
That's what I
many. Because every genre is different.
That's what
so-
I said.
we came up with a weird list. I'm not even. I think I
Yeah.
would, if I had more time and it wasn't here, I might have even come up with other ones. But
See, I would have to say favorite movie is probably the original Bad Boys.
Oh, I love that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I like that movie. I
I like the
That's
second
interesting.
one, the Reggie scene. Oh, it's hilarious.
Like I
was-
like Will Smith. I don't care what he did at the thing. He's
I
still one
do.
of my favorite actors.
Like,
yeah, but I'll give Gary that credit. Whatever Will Smith did prior to the incident,
Yeah,
he did some. I mean, guys, like I don't know. Even if like you guys aren't into horror movies, I Am Legend. If you haven't seen that movie, that's
I
the
can't
It's
see
a
it.
really good movie.
I can't see it. The dog dies. I can't. I don't watch movies with.
Oh, yeah, I
dogs.
forgot about that.
Hannibal. It's the pandemic. I don't like dogs dying either, but Hannibal. It's the pandemic. It really is. It's a human.
Yeah, it felt.
being.
It's just,
Yeah, it's
and then I'm
crazy, man.
surprised. What I'm really surprised you guys didn't pick my second favorite movie because it's Hackers. with Angelina Jolie.
If I thought about it,
We went with science fiction. I was like, maybe
I was
a
gonna say
Star Trek
Legally
movie
Blonde
or Star
too.
Wars.
No.
Legally Blonde too.
Well, I'm laughing. I've watched that movie a few times. I'm not gonna hate.
Thomas, that's what I said last week. Goodfellas was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Kim are like with the really good, like well acted movies, and we're talking about like cliffhanger and stuff.
But I did say The Replacements. That's like one of
That's
my
a good
top
one too.
favorites.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
a
good
good
one,
one. Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones.
And John
My cousin
Wick.
Vinny.
Maybe
Cousin
we should
Vinny
have been.
every time.
Maybe it should have been Desert Island movie and singular. You're on that
You get
island
one movie
forever. You get
forever?
one movie.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I would have stopped watching it
Because we talked about movies like Goodfellas and stuff. That obviously wouldn't be your island movie because that one it's an amazing movie, but you'd just be like, oh, I can't keep watching this.
I don't know. Like there's so many good movies. Like it's very hard to single out a single movie.
Casino's on my list, high up there.
Because pretty much
Yeah.
any
I
any
didn't like
movie that
Casino as
deals
much
with
as
hacking,
Goodfellas.
I'm gonna watch.
Hey, Jim Jones, Marion, if you weren't in here, quickly type in hashtag Maximo. Just like this.
Yeah, just like that.
We
Yeah,
should
it-
have
almost-
like the
almost any
Rideshare
movie
Rodeo
would be good.
Roundtable like movie list, so that way everybody
yeah.
can like start like checking off the movies that we recommend.
Yeah. So I'm gonna spin this, you guys, or whatever. I'm gonna push
Alright,
it.
let's do it.
But there's no spin, but I'm gonna.
There's no spin. You just gotta bring it up. Hold on, we got one more. I'm watching the chat here. We got one more that just came in. So we should be
Hector,
able-
what's going on, bro? Hopefully, yeah. Oh, there you go. Just made it.
Yeah, there we go. Marianne's in.
So I'll just go 3. When this hits 1, I'm hitting it. 3, 2, 1. Maximo 1?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't do the draw yet. It says
have to
entries
press the
11,
button.
you guys. Make sure to get it in. I thought I saw more than that, but make sure you get it in. 12. I just saw it go up 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
There
everybody
you go.
got in. Jim Jones got in.
Okay. Let's get one more. Let's get that lucky 13.
13.
13 minutes
All
or
right.
less.
Oh, yeah. So it should be 12. That's perfect. We'll go with 12.
All right.
3, 2, 1. My hands are in the air. Nothing to do.
Oh, it captured me typing it too because I put it in there to.
Damn
When
it, Gary, if
find
you win.
won.
If I won,
Yay,
F you,
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Pia, good job. So,
Yeah.
Pia, Gary will tell you.
Oh yeah, just Pia, what you need to do is email me. I put my email in the chat there, Gary@middletontech.com, and either send me your PayPal or Cash App tag, and I'll get you paid. $25.
Yeah. Pia's a big Giants fan. Congratulations.
So that makes Hannibal happy for her. Otherwise, he's like, "Yeah, I don't care." Hey, Pia, you are also you will be in on the Thursday, November 17th drawing, which is 2 weeks from tonight. And that one's for $100.
And you have to be
You
here.
have to be here. But it's for $100, and it's not going to be a ton of people. It's only going to be the 6 winners on that drawing. So it would
So
be
what if only Pia shows up? Then she just gets all the money.
she would win.
She wins.
Oh,
Good day.
nice.
Good day for Pia.
I mean, I hope, like, I think that I'm trying to think. Other than like, and I'm sure I could track him down. Other than JP, I have everybody's contact info. Chris at Real Rideshare, Tommy. Just so I would love to, if I can get the
Yeah, hopefully they'll
emails,
come.
or even if Gary can share them, because these people are emailing Gary too. So I can email them all like that Tuesday and say, don't forget to be there Thursday.
Yeah, whenever I pay them and I'd sent them the thing saying that they've been paid, I'd remind them to make sure they're there on the 17th because if they're not there, they can't win.
Right. So maybe, yeah, perfect. Gary already has it. So Gary could send out an email to the 6 of them that week and just say, don't forget about tomorrow. You got to be present. Because, yeah, if one of
Nice.
them shows up, that one wins without a spin.
Yeah.
So,
That's not dramatic enough. Yeah, you need a few. You need everyone to come show up.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully all 6 show up.
I would hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we never went through comments. I'm going to quickly run through these, I guess. I don't even know if I can go back to the lot. It looked like there was a lot tonight.
You can't go all the way back to the
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
no.
But I
Just
will
say-
say, I
just say
just
hi,
saw, I
everybody.
didn't even notice some of the people that were in here. What's up, Tony? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Zach? I'm going through it quick, guys. If I miss you, it's not that I hate you. What's up, Music City? What's up, Pia? What's Dashing Grandpa? What's up, Necromancer? What's up, Hector? What's up, Marion? Hi. Who else do we got in here? I don't think I can get all the way back. What's up, Rodney? And I think StreamYard only lets me go a half hour back.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, Fud.
What's up, Rideshare Lisa? What's up, Justin?
No, it's going all the way back to the front for me. Yeah, all the way
I
to the
kind of
front.
stopped, so
Uh,
after I
every time
realized
I
how
hear-
long it was.
every time I
Hi,
hear
Lisa Driven
Necromancer.
Mom.
Like I just finished the original series, and he's like, "I am the Necromancer."
What's up, Outsider 2? Yeah, I'm sure I missed some of you guys. Sorry about that. I do like to do that usually earlier in the show and then not have to do it at this point because I can't get back. So, what's up, Jim Jones? What's up, Marissa? Hi. What's up, Red?
Well, hi, Marissa. I didn't even see her come in.
I didn't see Marissa come in here. Hi, Marissa.
Digital Nomad. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I don't know if hopefully I got y'all. I think there were some people. I feel like there were some people in here in the beginning that I didn't get, but oh well.
Well,
I'll
they
get you
can
next time.
see you say hi on the replay, and make sure everybody taps that thumbs up like button.
Yeah.
Word.
Please. Yeah, and it looks like a decent amount of people are not watching either game tonight. They feel the same as Hannibal and don't care about either of the things going on.
Maybe a
I'm with
blowout
Hannibal.
or something. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, otherwise,
Oh, can I give a shout out real quick?
Yeah, of course.
So Lisa, Driven Mom, if she's still here, is doing another Ladies' Night this coming Monday. So don't forget to check out her channel on Monday for Ladies' Night.
That's right.
Nice.
Who else has things going on that, like, I know that, like if you haven't caught Coffee in Colorado, now it has a theme song too.
You know what though? I'm gonna say something about Coffee in Colorado.
Uh-oh.
You guys are supposed to be in the same damn location.
Okay. Can I speak? I actually this week asked if we could not be because I had an hour and a half in between to get ready for Kim Kavin.
Mm-hmm.
So
all they had to do is come to your
I
house.
guess that's a
Yeah.
good excuse.
Yeah. I'd say I don't let him off like that.
It was
You have
Steve's
to
fault,
be
man.
same location. It's supposed to be same location.
here's my last, it's more of a question really. Here's my last question of the night. It's for everybody in the chat, but it's also for everybody in this panel here, is that so in these midterm elections, voters in California and Massachusetts will be voting. Like in California, it's Prop 30. I don't know what it's called in Massachusetts, but it's basically saying that almost 90+% of the money to fund these EV projects needs to come from the top 5% wealthiest in the states. What do you guys think? And what do you think about there being and furthermore, what do you think about there being a proposition that's dealing with people's money?
Say John, you're still muted, by the way.
John, you're muted.
Yeah.
My bad. My dog was barking. I think I muted myself. I forgot to turn it back off.
Go ahead, Johnson.
No, I was saying it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope is a big thing. It's you make a rule for it or a reason for it for one way, and next it's going down to everybody's pockets. Either way, if all this stuff should be by the companies or the way that it's going already. I mean, it shouldn't be making people, in my opinion, coming out of my pockets or even somebody who's the top 5%, 1%, whatever's pockets. If involuntarily.
Right, and I agree with John there. I don't think they should force anyone to pay for it. Especially since the electric grid can't even handle it. Like California, like
Exactly.
if everybody out there gets EV, it's going to crash. They're going to tell you start walking, start riding a bike, things like that. I could say if the world was set up to where every gas station had an electric charger, things like that, we could look into more of how do we get everybody an electric car. But until then, they need to focus on building the infrastructures to
Before
support
the
the
cars,
EVs. Yeah.
I agree. I
Not
couldn't
only
agree
that,
more.
but the EVs are terribly priced for what they are. I mean,
Yeah.
$50,000, $60,000 for an EV. I mean, unless you go with like the Chevy Bolt, the crappiest one you can get.
But here, before Hannibal and Kim answer, I want to interject this because Gavin Newsom, just use him for the example. He said he put all the EV dates out, and they're not. I've said this before. They're not autonomous dates. They're not flying car dates. They're real. They're real targets. The 35% of the cars sold by 2025 will be EV or hybrid or hydrogen, and then it goes up 8% every year. Okay, well, he said that he's made that promise to California that this is going to happen. Now, we all know the grid can't take it and whatnot. Massachusetts is in the exact same position because they're following them lick for lick. They want to have it too, and they're following the same timeline. So on both of these ballots this year, you are voting to now decide if the top 1%, 2%, 3%, up to 5%, maybe whatever it might be, will be paying for the bulk of this. And I mean the bulk. And here's my thing. Governor Newsom he came up with this whole plan that even Massachusetts is following. And now he's voting no on Prop 30. If I had all that money, I would say I don't think, like Gary said, I don't think this is ready for it. I don't want you touching my money anyway. I'll move. I would have all kinds of threats, but nonetheless, like, it's pretty sickening to know that a guy doesn't even support his own push. That's a weird thing. Like, all politicians get dirty, but come on.
Well, the other thing I think too is a lot of this stuff that they're putting out there, even if they do try to get this stuff passed, who says it doesn't get repealed, a year from now, or 2 years from now? Because I think a lot of it is pipe dreams. I don't think you can actually bring it to fruition, even if you put all these things in place, like you said. They're talking about the top 5%. Those people move out of the country. There's the next top 5%. Those people move, and it's going to keep laddering all the way down to the people that aren't mobile.
Maybe that's why the grid will support it, because they're counting on 8/10 of California to move out of them.
I mean, that's what's happening.
8/10 is 4/5. I know.
I mean, most of California's coming, to Colorado, to Nevada, to Arizona. California's going everywhere but California right now.
Like you said, the grid can't take it. I don't know.
The grid can't take it.
How am I going to charge my car in a brownout?
But even forget about California and think about Massachusetts too. They do have, their grid is sustainable probably, because other than the Boston area, they don't have a ton of people throughout that state. I mean,
but how many chargers do they have out there as well? You got to look at that too.
I know, but I'm saying for the state of Massachusetts, you really have Boston and Boston Metro.
Then you got to think of, okay, during rush hour traffic, how bad is the rush hour traffic?
Because I'm not saying it's built. I'm saying they're in a better position than California, but still, there's a lot of billionaires there that have a lot of money that aren't going to want to pay for this. I don't know, Hannibal. What do you think?
I think it's a mistake. I think Gavin Newsom is trying to desperately look like he could be the president in 2024. So a lot of he wants to be super ambitious, even if it's unrealistic or even makes sense. He wants to be this. He has ambitions beyond what's happening in California, even though he's driving California into the ground. But I think in terms of forcing or trying to, you're forcing people to take money out of their accounts to build this infrastructure. I think Tony had it right earlier with his comment about the free market. If the free market is able to build this where they can make money, then they'll do it. They'll do it well without being forced to, because government money is coming in to something that's being built that's not even sustainable. As Gary was saying, a lot of the parts for these EVs are extremely expensive. Every couple of days, I see an article or some kind of post, something's wrong with their whatever vehicle, EV vehicle, and a simple piece cost like $10,000. I forgot which one I saw where some of these, when something goes wrong, I think it was a backlight or something. I forgot what vehicle it was. And it was a $10,000 replacement fee. It's like, this is not economically sustainable for the average person with a car. So the idea that this is going to change in, limited time that he's talking about, it's not realistic. It's silly. But that's what Gavin Newsom seems to be. He wants to be a president. And he's trying to be, like world changing, but he's just really being he's making a mistake with this.
Yeah, I just seem to think like, okay, Newsom, you put this in place. Now they're challenging you. Fine, you're in that group though that's going to pay for it. And he's like, wait, I don't want to do that.
No,
like it's like so you don't believe in it. It's not real.
He didn't want to be inside when he told everyone to stay home. He was in the restaurant. He was the French laundromat. Like
when he said turn off your air conditioners and have the fleece on. Hi, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, like just chilling, right? Like
it's a do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah,
exactly.
I personally want to. The next car I want is a hybrid. If they don't even include hybrids, I'm like, man.
That's the thing that blows my mind. They're skipping that whole entire step and saying go from gas to all electric.
Yeah.
Not even, and then other thing is all these different bonuses or what do you call it, kickbacks they did for the EVs. Once again, not doing anything for hybrids, and
they would need to make it a lot more affordable than what it currently is.
Wait,
the average American cannot afford an electric car.
No.
This is not. It's way more than that, isn't it?
No. The battery is $27,000, and then you got to pay for somebody to replace it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say the battery is not 7 to 10.
That sounds like I need to learn how to change Tesla parts or something.
Yeah.
You
have to be an authorized Tesla mechanic to do that. By the way,
yeah, you can't go to the what I do, my neighborhood homeboy down the street.
Yeah. Can I get like a 90-day course to get that, or how long do I need?
No, John, I think you're right. Like we're skipping the whole hybrid, even though hybrid's been around for a while. We're skipping that whole step pretty much, and we don't have enough chargers as it is.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I can imagine everybody trying to charge the hybrid at the same time.
And then the traffic control, like the traffic flows. Could you imagine only being in your EV and you have 1 or 2%, and you're stuck in a traffic jam for 3 hours?
Game over.
Yeah. Now it's going to be a bigger traffic jam because everybody's going to be dead on the road, and then we got to call out all these generators to give everybody jump starts.
That's just going to be the worst.
We can always count on Jim Jones for the perfect comment at the perfect time.
He's all a metaphor.
Thank you, Jim.
Why am I laughing? I'm in New York. Like, why am I as if like I'm in a way better place?
Slightly California. I'd rather be there.
Well, you guys, that's all I got. What do we got going on this week? Kim, what do you got?
I am with the Driven Mom on Monday night for the ladies' night, so that's exciting. Tuesday night at 8 p.m. is my live, so I have that on Tuesday. Other than that, I feel like it's just a jam-packed week coming up, so stay tuned for new videos.
Can I give a little secret away to you guys? Got to keep an eye on a website. Keep your eye on Moves Financial, then go to the blog. Just keep your eye on it. Go to it from time to time. See if you see an article from Kim.
Oh,
coming
nice.
soon. My first one will drop. Hopefully, maybe. Well, tomorrow's the end of the week, so maybe the beginning of next week. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and then while you're there, you can read two of mine. But Kim should have one up that I'm waiting to read too. I know what it is. I won't give it away. But.
My masterpiece. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think you're under any weird. I'm trying to think. I don't think you're under any weird obligation to not say what it is, but
I don't know.
You can keep us in suspense if you want.
Yeah, but just go there. I don't. It should post it at any time, you guys, because I remember she told me she was done with it a little bit ago. So
yeah. When it comes out, I will community post it. How about that?
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Hannibal.
Steve, yours is the last one out, by the way.
No, mine is my multi-apping one still holds top views, so it stays at the top.
Oh, okay. It says the latest. Okay.
Look at you.
Someone's competitive.
Steve, you're going down. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm going against the worst competitive person in the world.
I'm gonna do like read Kim's article 10 times so I can make sure it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow Kim's article up too. So, Hannibal, what about you? And for those that didn't know, like Hannibal and I did a Beyond the Algorithm this week. That I was having a wicked headache that day, and I had done a couple lives oddly. And I went back and I watched it. I don't all the time go back and watch it because I was just like, was it? And I thought it was good.
We was talking about a little bit of everything. I think at one point we were talking about getting jobs on Craigslist. So we're all over the place, which is a Beyond the Algorithm to try to find a job on Craigslist. And Steve thinks I will get murdered. I disagree. I'm going to find a gig despite of him because I think you can probably find a good side hustle on Craigslist. But in terms of videos, I'm posting more as of late, trying to get more content out there, talking about side hustles and stuff like that. The occasional gig tuber drama. I do a little bit of everything. Swiss Army knife. I think that's what I do. But just keep the subscribe. You'll check me out.
I told Hannibal I don't know if I've ever seen more videos from him in like the last 3 days dropped in.
I got nothing else going on.
No, but I mean, it was nice. You told me, you said that you sat around that you were around this weekend just editing, and so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
I had no Halloween. I was just no candy, no costumes, just editing.
How's the editing thing going for you? Have you got any customers yet?
No. I've been focused on my channel, and then it's a podcast with me and Pedro, and doing the writing thing on Medium. So I haven't had a chance to really doing the writing stuff. So I think I'm trying to do a little bit too many things at the same time. So I'm kind of like, okay, let me focus on like one or two things. Well, not like Steve. Steve has like 15 things.
But that can make you crazy too.
You gotta go with what your flow is. If you like doing a lot of things, do a lot of things. If you like doing a couple things, do a couple things.
Yeah, I'm multi-apping even when I'm not multi-apping.
From multi-apping to multi-lifing.
Even when I'm sleeping, I'm multi-apping because I have to keep like my sensory on my son or anything that might happen in the house. I never get rest. Kim knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Well, the Bears. Oh yeah, I'll talk about. Okay, never mind.
I was telling Kim I wasn't feeling that great this week, and she said that she wasn't last week either. I would have never known that she wasn't last week. She's like, I don't have time to be sick or something.
I said, moms don't get sick.
Yeah. And here I am. I'm like, I'm taking a month off because I was sick one day. No.
Yeah, no. I said it's totally allergies because moms don't get sick. We're not allowed to.
But Gary, other than not feeling so well the last little bit, and when I know that your son's going off to the Navy too, what do you have anything going on other than your son until he goes off?
No, not really. I mean, I'm still doing the apps, Gary'sApps.com. The wife's coming down for Thanksgiving on the 21st.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then hopefully my son. I was telling Steve this. Him and his sister got matching tattoos.
No.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, but you got to listen to this story. Him and his sister got matching tattoos. It's Bart and Lisa Simpson. On his, Lisa is strangling Bart. On hers, Bart's strangling Lisa. The military told him that it was too violent of a tattoo and he had to get it covered up or removed before he could enlist.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn.
Like, it wasn't even like terrible.
Giving him a gun and telling him to shoot somebody isn't violent?
So when does he deport?
It's supposed to be December, but like they told him this day before yesterday, I think it was. And so like they told him at like 1:00, and I called him back at like 1:30. I was like, yeah, you got an appointment at 3 with this tattoo artist.
So what is he going to do about that tattoo then?
I had it covered up for him. Yeah.
Wow. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, like the original tattoo is like this big. It's not real huge. The new one's like that big because it had to cover it all up.
So, but when he's once upon a time when he's no longer in the military, he can get it again.
Right. He can go get it again. That's what I told him too. I was like, it's not a life-changing thing. You can just go get it again later.
So what's his new tattoo then?
Dragon Ball. Anybody watching Dragon Ball Z?
You go from having a cartoon character to a cartoon that fights literally all the time.
Oh, no. We didn't get anything violent. I tell you, we didn't get anything. We got the Dragon Ball itself.
Oh, the ball. Okay, yeah.
On the Nimbus.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. That's very.
And then we put, Dragon Balls are typically 4 stars. We put 3 because he's the 3rd child, and so that way his sister can get a matching tattoo that has 2.
So you get all the Dragon Balls there.
That's adorable.
It's still ridiculous though to me.
Yeah,
Gary sent me a picture of what it was, you guys, and it's by no means should this have been even flagged or even double looked at. It just shouldn't have.
Yeah, hold on. I got a picture of it somewhere. Where's it at?
It's really ridiculous.
Yeah, it's somebody that was down at the approval station, and they was like, "Yeah, that's dumb." Okay. Let's see. That's what it was.
I like
That's it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it has the hearts around and everything like that. Anybody that sees that, it's like, oh, okay, it's brother and sister love,
Yeah.
So, and then here, I got a picture of his new one. Few videos.
Does he know where he's going for his basic training yet?
They only go one location.
Oh, okay.
That's a good cover up.
Yeah, that is a good cover up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they go up to by Chicago.
Okay.
For basic on the Navy or for boot camp.
You don't think he would have been able to get on the boat if he had just painted it?
Well, I told him just get a white blotch, and he goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Then it's a blank canvas." And I was like, "Then you can just start over later."
Raider, just take what is that stuff from the typewriter days? The little paint kit where you just outline it, just erase it all with white lining, and say that's
about
not
the
there.
whiteout.
About that. Yeah, the whiteout.
Oh yeah, remember the whiteout?
For a while, I was like, wait, I remember using that stuff.
Right, yeah. Like how inefficient that was. Like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm gonna take this paint and I gotta put it onto a paper. Like, why were we doing that? Like,
well, I remember that, and I think that its an original use was for old school typewriters.
Yeah,
because that's how you had to make a correction. I don't know.
And then you sniffed it, and then
by Sharpie, they're probably out of business. I don't know.
Man, Sharpie's around.
Right. No, I mean, unless they're owned by Sharpie, though, I would say that Whiteout went out of business if all they had was Whiteout.
I think they're owned by Bic.
Let's look this up.
Yeah, Bic Whiteout. Yeah.
I mean, there's probably some people in this chat who don't even know.
I made a lot of mistakes in my
It's
youth.
Bic. It is Bic.
Yeah, Bic. Yeah, Bic owns them. Yeah,
They probably still make it too. Yeah.
Since 1992.
Wow.
That
wasn't a good lifespan then. I thought it was from way before that. There were computers just years after.
Well, no, that's how long Bic's owned them is since 1992. They was introduced in 1966.
Okay, there you go.
That sounds
Typewriters. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Oh, John.
I was like, seriously, you just gonna skip John?
So I got coming up. I have some Shipt content actually. I got a video. Hopefully it'll be out tomorrow. But it was interesting because when I first read the article about Shipt, I thought it was related to the content that I'm working on. I was like, do I got to redo this video? Luckily, it's not. But it is about something shady that Shipt does that a lot of people don't know about. So this tip that I'm coming in the video, hopefully tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow's Friday. So yeah, I'll get it on tonight. Tomorrow it'll give you the tips to know how to get more tips to get around this shadiness that Shipt does. And
what about your live streams? Did I hear it wrong last week? Because I thought you said you're going to be doing them on Friday.
I do want to. So yes, trying to plan more Friday live streams. Friday is kind of like my day off. I do a lot of gig work in the day, and the evening chill. So yeah, just more like a chill, chat, relax, and like like last week we reviewed the DoorDash Marvel comic collaboration.
I was there for the whole thing, man. As
Yeah.
pathetic as it was. Not you, the comics. I mean, man, those comics were. I got to be honest, I didn't even really get a lot of it, and I did not get the correlation to DoorDash.
I don't think the only thing that had to do with DoorDash was that those superheroes also did DoorDash.
Call them the Dashers. That's what they are.
Yeah, the Dashers. Yeah, the Dashers. Yeah.
I told John that his live stream was marvelous.
Yeah. Wait, did you put Marvel dash less or less?
Less.
LOUS.
LESS would have worked too.
The Dasher comic live did not get removed, Tony, but it's breaking it up. I'm trying to learn from Hannibal and some of the other more experienced YouTubers breaking it up, putting it out there. So
because you don't have to make a video. It's like cheating. He's just playing again.
It's helping me to get my content more consistent.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, but Hannibal breaks it up, but he leaves the live out too. I mean, if you want to go watch the whole live, you can after it's happened. But I've always thought that's a good idea. You know,
I've told Steve to do that forever too.
I'm gonna go relist my live then. Yeah.
It takes some effort to download or remove it. Then you got to go through it. It takes some time. So I see why. But yeah.
See, initially I was wondering, the reason why I unlisted it initially is like, will YouTube get at me for having basically the same content or similar content twice? No.
Nah.
So now that I know that it won't, I'm going to go, I am definitely going to link the original live, taking tips from Hannibal, taking tips from the chat, and got to put that back out there for the world to see.
You guys check out John on Friday night. I know that maybe you haven't been used to that because I did see that you've done 2 other ones, but they were months ago. Lives.
They were kind of spread out. Yeah, it hasn't been consistent. Yeah, but definitely.
I remember you saying last week that you might do Friday night. So if he's gonna, make sure you're just keeping your radar on to see if he's on, because it was nighttime too, and he's out west, so it was a little bit later for you East Coasters. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back here next week.
All right.
Until then, everybody be safe and earn smart. Peace.
Peace.